There's a secret power that you possess, that I possess, that we all possess, that really is what I consider the secret power to, no matter what it is, whether it's keeping going when you want to quit or when you want to just die and go back to your simple, easy life, whether it's you're not getting the results you want with your fitness goals or with your life, and whether it's just you don't know what direction to go in and you're trying to figure out where to go forward where everything seems dark and it seems like everything takes effort and is a struggle. Today's video, I want to introduce you to that secret power as well as how it has transformed my life in a huge way and what you can do to start using it again. What's up guys, it is Alex Hine here, author of Master the Day. Now, the secret power I'm going to reveal as your gut. Yes, it is your gut. We live in a weird culture today where because there's so much information just like this, people value their mind over their heart. And the heart, it sounds so corny, I know, but the gut knows things that the mind does not know, at least not yet. And the gut will show you things that you cannot explain. And so if you're an intellectual, smart person, you can be like, oh yeah, that's bullshit. I got a weird vibe from that person, but whatever. There's a really interesting book called The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. And de Becker has actually studied, I think he worked on a major crime task force. And he's investigated things like rape and murder and death threats. One of the things that de Becker found was that in female rape victims that survived, every single one of them had some kind of intuition that something was off, but they ignored it. Every single one that survived. Most of them, or many of them, obviously were killed after they were raped. And he studied the survivors. He studied people that have gotten death threats. He found things like death threats are the least likely of any threat to be carried out on. But what I'm really interested in is intuition. Because smart people will be like, there's nothing wrong with that guy. There's nothing wrong with that person. That career, that sounds good. Keep that word in mind. But things don't feel good, and we ignore the feels. We listen to the mind. Take, for example, the fact that you're working on new workouts or a diet plan. Maybe you see a doctor or a nutritionist. You're following some plan you found online, right? Things are going great. The guru, the person, the teacher tells you to follow the certain plan because this is what you do to feel good and look great. But then when you get on this plan, you start feeling weird. You feel crappy. Maybe your digestion's a bit weird. You just don't feel as well as when you just ate normally, and things just start feeling off. But you listen to your mind, right? You're like, oh yeah, this is how the thin version of me should eat. This is how the fit version of me should eat. We ignore the gut that says, dude, I'm not doing too well. Like things are not going well. I'm gurgling. I'm bloated. I don't go to the bathroom as well anymore. I just don't feel that great. My sleep's weird. But we push it away because we're listening to the head. Listen to your gut. This is like, it's so basic, it's so animalistic, it's so primal, intuition, but it is the most advanced form of knowledge that you have. Same thing happened to me when writing my book. Years ago, although being a huge reader, I never intended to write any book. Now here I am finishing my second full-length book and my third overall book. Again, I had no intention ever, whatsoever, of creating any books. But around last year sometime, I had this little inkling of, all these people were asking me the same questions. Why don't I just put together like an ultimate guide somehow of where they could find more about my fundamental approach? How is Alex's approach different from the millions of other weight loss people in the world? And so I thought, wouldn't a book be cool? Because then, rather than sending them off to like some blog article I wrote that's really huge and epic, why don't I just turn it into a book? Because then I could hand out physical copies. I could give away the book to people. They could give it to their friends. I could autograph things. It could be a business card. It became super interesting to me. And then when I did it, guess what happened? It changed a lot of people's lives. I get emails every single week about it. It was one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my entire life. And it's blown up so many other things for me. And it's helped so much, create so much impact in people's lives. And if I didn't listen to that intuition that said, maybe you should just do it as a book instead of a little like blog article, I never would have been where I am here today. And again, the powerful thing about intuition is that it's non-linear. You can't explain why I was called to that thing. And looking back, at the time, I never could have explained, I never could have predicted that I would end up here. And so the trick with intuition is that you have to have faith. And faith is very difficult for people like me that are intellectual, and probably people like you that are intellectual. It's very, very hard. It's associated with being like woo-woo spiritual religious crap. but faith is some high level stuff. Faith is really, really important because, again, you don't know what your intuition is saying. It's saying something, don't eat that, don't trust that guy, do that project, go talk to that person, move to that area, and you don't know why. And so, of course, if you're an intellectual person, you're going to say, nah, that doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right, but it feels right. And something happens when you trust those feelings. Now, one final story here for you. When I first started dating my girlfriend, again, there are so many things that we have, like all these conditions that humans have for dating, right? It's like the stereotypical woman that we joke about culturally, who she's like, I would like a guy that's makes 6 figures, who's 6'2", who's dark, tall, and handsome, who's a leader and a CEO, and drives a Ferrari, and is a great husband, and he's funny, and he likes cats, and he likes sloths, and he looks like a hipster, and he wears jeans, and you get the picture. We talk about all these cultural lists we've put together, the perfect man on paper, and yet last year sometime, I talked to a female friend of mine who said she met the perfect guy on paper, but then when they went on a date, she felt nothing. Intellectually, he sounded perfect. On paper, he was perfect. Physically, he was perfect. He was a nice guy, family guy, wanted to settle down, not a player, but she felt no spark. And that's when she realized the intuition, the gut, is the most important part. That's the most powerful part. That's the thing that unlocks life. That is that connection you cannot explain in work you love, in people you love, in the path you want to go down, in the books you read. It's that inexplicable, non-material aspect of intuition. And just like for me with my girlfriend, people asked all kinds of questions that are borderline ridiculous. But the big one is, even though we're long distance now, people ask all kinds of things about why bother staying together. And I say just because it worked. Just because the intuition has been there. It was easy from the start years ago. And it's still easy now. And even though I cannot predict where it will go, and that's not my goal to predict where everything in my life will go, the fact is, when you trust the intuition, it leads you down a path that just makes so much sense. Life is so much easier. It flows way easier. It is effortless compared to how living from your mind is. It's like taking the job that you hate because it sounds good, it pays well, a lot of benefits, good prestige, it sounds good. But then you're there and you're spiritually bankrupt. You're dying inside. I know majority of people I know take jobs like that. And so which one do you want to take? You want to follow the mind or you want to follow the gut? And the point of me sharing this video with you, which seems off topic, which seems unrelated to fitness and losing weight and getting fitter and being more well, the fact is, if there's a problem you're encountering, if there's results you're not getting, more often than not, if all you do is you follow your intuition, you follow your gut, maybe my diet needs changing. Okay, gut, what are you saying? What are you feeling needs changing? What do you want to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner today? Not based on the mind, based on the goals, but based on today, maybe you follow your gut and see what happens. In the relationship, follow the gut, not the pieces, not the check boxes, the checks in the piece of paper, the perfect guy, the perfect girl. If there's a reason why you haven't been able to stay motivated, plunge your own mind before you take someone else's advice. What does the gut say? Maybe the gut says, I hate running, just do weights, or just do yoga. Then just do that. Then the gut will tell you exactly what to do. If you're trying to figure out what to do with your relationship, listen to the gut. It is like this magical, immaterial power that all of us have. It's the inner GPS that shows you exactly how to get to your dream life. So a little bit off topic today, but I think very, very, very important. It's helped me in every aspect of my life, whether it's figuring out what to eat to feel better or accessing all the success that you and I both want. It's helped me immensely. Now, before you go, I want you to leave a comment right there below. And this is going to be scary, but hear me out. I want you to comment, what is one thing your gut is saying that you are afraid of? Comment right there below. It's going to be scary, but the faster you run towards that fear, the faster it's just going to dissolve because it's just a phantom. All right? Comment below there. What is your gut saying? One thing you're afraid of, and so you've been fighting it or ignoring it. Comment there. Hey guys, it's Alex. Did you like this video? If so, there are really 2 ways you can stay in touch with me. The first thing is to go over, click the monk, and subscribe so you get the next video right when it's out. I'm releasing at least 3 videos per week, but often a lot more. The next thing is, come on over and check out my book, Master the Day. It's called Master the Day, Eat, Move, and Live Better with the Power of Daily Habits. And it's all about the tiny daily success habits that I learned interviewing people that lost over 100 pounds and kept it off years later in a healthy way. The success habits that not only get your dream body, but also your dream life. And as a special thank you, if you get the book, send me your receipt to alexander@modernhealthmonk.com. I'll send you a 1-hour bonus video course for free, and one important piece of it is an hour sit-down success story with my friend and my student Mike, who lost 30 pounds. So you can go check that out on Amazon right there. The next thing is, come on over to my site, modernhealthmonk.com. I've got a free guide for you there, 5 daily habits to help you lose your next 20 to 30 pounds. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon.